Warning. It is the opinion of the 4th Street Productions, LLC, and the Working Perspectives podcast that we should inform you that some of the language used in this recording could possibly be considered offensive. You have been warned, so if you decide to listen to the recording, then don't complain about the language. On the show today, we'll be collecting our tears. It was a long, sad weekend, but also Steve and Liam are going to read off some headlines from around the globe. The headlines will be categorized under 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is as Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Speds. Enjoy the show. Hi, hello, how are you? Thanks for stopping by. Today we're going to talk to some real people about some real things, living real lives, doing real stuff. This is the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, and the bad boy Bern Podcasy, Bern Podcasy. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok at Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workperspectives@gmail.com, and please like, subscribe, so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Strong Stem, how we doing, my man?
Listen, I thought I was going to get to ride my four-wheeler down Broad Street, and it didn't fucking happen. So, you know, I'm here.
Yeah, we're here, pal, and we're here for you. Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Thank you for sharing, Steve.
Thank you.
Liam, how are you, sir?
Yeah, I've been better. I wasn't going to ride a four-wheeler, but that would have been a paid day, dude. That one hurt, you know?
Yep,
yeah,
it did.
Yeah. My name's Matt. I've been an Eagles fan for 30-something years, and I just want to say that I'm happy that I can share my story with you guys.
Thanks for sharing, Matt. Thanks for sharing.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, man.
Bern, how are you?
Where's my fucking mute button?
No, you don't get one now, pal.
All right, fine.
I'm straight chilling, homie. I'm straight chilling.
Must be nice.
Listen, as a guy who didn't really have a dog in the race, I know we're not happy about the ending, but that was one of the better Super Bowls I've watched, just as far as a football game goes.
Whatever.
10 or 15 years. I mean, at least your boys showed out right. You know, I think the rest of the country knows Hurts is not to be trifled with going forward. And I won a couple dollars. I didn't bet against the Eagles. I just took some props. You know, I didn't want to get involved in the spreads. So
Now, can I ask?
Thank you, Travis
question?
Kelce. Thank you, Dallas Goedert. You guys did.
Can I ask a quick
right.
question? Do you think there was a bet for that fucking sped of a brother for Patrick Mahomes to do some dumb shit on camera?
There had to have been.
There had to have been.
Did you see him do his little fucking?
It's his whole thing.
That's his whole gimmick. Just ruining it.
I can't stand that kid.
He shouldn't be around. He shouldn't be around, like, allowed to be around grown men.
Don't worry, man. It's when he's the dude who's gonna flip his Lamborghini. You know what I mean? And like, you know what I mean? Like he'll figure it out.
He'll get his.
He'll get his.
He's gonna flip his Lamborghini. Then the whole world's gonna be like, "Oh, Mahomes lost his brother." But then they're gonna be like, "Oh wait, who cares?" Right?
All of a sudden, Mahomes has his best season of his career. He throws for 6,000 yards and 61 touchdowns.
Listen, I don't like the Washington foreskins, but you dance on Sean Taylor's fucking memorial. You deserve to get pinned to the wall like Jesus fucking Christ.
That is the fucking truth. All right.
Not many looks tougher than that.
Speaking of Washington foreskins, this is the Working Perspectives podcast. Let's get this thing started. Let's go.
It's our objective to be effective by voicing societies. Working perspective, exploring your day and how you get paid. Launching a new episode every Tuesday. Your day can transform while we inform with new episodes available on every platform. So check out our vibe and how we get live. Then do us a solid. Share and subscribe. Would you share it? Would you share it? Would you share it? Working perspective.
So let's talk about it. On the show this week, we aired the Danielle Rothweiler episode. I'll tell you, hell of a show.
I love her last name, by the way, because every time I hear it, I think of fucking Rottweilers, even though you have to throw in the A. I love it.
Yeah. I think of the Rockwilder, that song.
Yeah.
Hell
yeah. Meth and Red.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. That joint slaps.
Yeah. Dude, but no, she was, badass cool chick. Super cool. Loved her story. Loved, like, man, what an experience of, like, she was on Boardwalk Empire. She was
on SUV.
She's been to the Playboy Mansion. She's been to
the Playboy Mansion.
Hell yeah.
Dude, she got to, like, that scene. I kept trying to find. I didn't watch the whole Wolf of Wall Street, but the scene where they're doing the hip hop parade on the boat, like, she was there and filmed it in the hot tub, and then fucking motorboated John Bernthal. Like, come on.
One of my favorite ones ever is when he said towards the end with the on the yacht with the the fuck you coupons. He's just throwing them on the FBI agents.
Yeah,
I mean that is a great scene.
Yeah, eyes, clear hearts.
When I heard she played a corpse and a stripper, I was like, I usually prefer it in the other order, but okay, I'll take it. The girl's got some talent, you know.
Yeah, she gave a lap dance to Chris Maloney, which was badass. Like,
Can I ask a question though?
Yeah.
Did she perform under a stage name? Did she perform as Danielle Rothweiler?
Believe so. If she performed under a stage name, I don't know.
Because either she has the greatest publicist in the entire world, or her wedding business is so big. But I was just trying to see which person. I was telling you guys last week, I've been catching up on The Sopranos. I'm on season 6 now, so I just really wanted to know which one, because there's 2 girls who are like kind of always there for the first 3 seasons. Like, it's always kind of the same 2 girls who get lines.
Yeah,
and I cannot find her IMDb. I cannot find any actress stuff of her, which is totally cool. But I was like, man, is her wedding planning gig this insane? Because it looks huge. And it's all of the press for her. It's all of the images, all of the news. Like, I was trying to figure out who she was in The Sopranos, because I'm like, I'm in it right now.
I might have been mistaken. I might have confused Sopranos and Boardwalk Empire. She might not have been on there. That might be my mistake. But she definitely her wedding planning business is massive. I
could tell.
She's on, like, the shows they do on, like, whatever TV, the shit your
TLC,
wife. Yeah, whatever your wife watches. Yeah.
Say yes to the dress.
Yeah, she's on, like, all of those. She's doing Trace McSorley's wedding. The backup QB for Arizona.
Not the backup QB. One of the most prolific Penn State quarterbacks ever. How dare you?
True. So, yeah, but she was awesome, man. Really cool chick.
And she graduated with Jana. Like, they were in the same class.
Yeah.
That's shit, hilarious. I didn't know that. That's dope.
Yeah, that's hilarious.
All this whole month has been all Jana's friends that have been
at a fucking girl, Jana.
Yeah.
What a beast. What a monster.
Yeah, Gina Belts, Daniel Rothweiler, and then to continue the trend of Janene Monbebe, next week is Emily Hill, who is her sister-in-law, which is super cool. Really fun show.
Hell yeah.
And then but it's fun, man. Really good. And then and then Steve, I told you I interviewed Sean Williams last week.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be on the show soon. Dude.
Savage.
His shit was so fun. His was awesome, man. Yeah, super cool guy. And you get in some Henzo, like some really deep Henzo stuff, which is cool. Cool. But that was a lot of fun. But as everyone knows, on this show, Steve and Liam are going to be bringing you headlines from around the globe. The headlines will fall under 3 different categories. The categories are Stupid Is or Stupid Does, Incredibly Incredible, and Sports and Sped. So let's get into it. Strong Stem, what do you got for Stupid He's as Stupid Does?
So my man, Jose Luis Calasaya Diaz, a.k.a. El Enana, was in the Chancoro prison in Bolivia, right?
Jeez.
He's serving a 15-year sentence on a murder. We're not going to get into how it's only 15 years for murder in Bolivia, but whatever. So he's serving a 15-year sentence. He decides
must have been bad.
He doesn't want to be there so long. So he decides he's going to throw on a sheepskin coat, get on his hands and knees, and try to act like a fucking sheep and crawl across the grass on his hands and knees.
I like it.
But of course, the guards went, well, there's no sheep in the prison. What the fuck is that? So of course, then they run it real quick. They find out, they do a fucking bed check. They find out my man El Arnanya, who has apparently that means no fucking brain, but I don't speak Spanish. And this guy decides he's gonna crawl and thinks because of shitty weather, it was super cold that day, that they wouldn't notice this random farm animal leaving the prison. So of course they run out there, they grab his dumb ass, they yank him back in, and now he's being charged with all types of extra shit because he tried the stupidest. There's pictures of this too when you like Google it. He looks like such an asshole. It's like a dirty ass tennis ball he has wrapped around him. It's not a sheep's outfit. He's a god damn it.
Bro,
I just assumed there was when you started telling that story. I just assumed there were sheep at the prison. You know, and he was like, "I'm gonna try to blend in with the sheep. Maybe they're doing some agricultural stuff."
Sense.
Yeah, but there's no sheep there. What the fuck is going on?
Now listen.
It's just a sheep.
The only experience I really know of Bolivia is what you see in like fucking Scarface, right?
Yeah.
So it is a very country spot in South America, or like the way it's set up. It's very rural. He's out in the middle of nowhere where there are farms. Just not in the fucking prison.
Not
There's
behind
no
the walls.
in the fucking prison.
And even if there
costume.
And even if there was a sheep in the prison, the guards would still be like, "Hey, better go get that sheep because it doesn't belong here."
They're like, "Wait a minute. Does that sheep, his front paws, are they hands and the rear ones are what the fuck is happening?"
Also, how did he sneak a sheepskin coat into the prison?
They did say that they a lot of them use a sheepskin blanket because it gets very cold in Bolivia at night, and it's up in like the hills, so it's wrapped with like a plastic or whatever around a sheepskin to keep you warm. So fucking genius El Arnya decides he's gonna cut that bad boy open, pull out the dirt, because in prison they just reuse everything. That thing's probably been there for 50 years. It looked like shit. It was all dirty and shit. They're like, well, first off,
sheep's been dead for decades.
Why is the sheep brown and why is it moving? What the fuck is happening,
dude? Honestly, too, like he cannot be the 100th guy who's tried this, right? And the guards had to be like, the fucking sheep gimmick again.
Yep.
What?
You know what?
Sheep guy.
You know what? Fuck it. Let's get interesting. Let Jose get all the way to the gate before we grab
let's give him some hope. Let's give him some hope, guys, and then let's take it away.
Yeah. Build him up. Build him up. Chop him right down.
Dude. Wow.
Right when they let him get 2 feet out of the gate, and he was like, "Oh my god, this fucking worked." They were like, "Psych!" Get them back in. Fuck over here.
Man.
Hey you! What are you doing there? Bad.
And listen, in Bolivia too, there's some real ass cowboys in Bolivia. I guarantee they probably lassoed his bitch ass and dragged him back with the rope.
Yo, have you ever seen that show, World's Most Dangerous Prisons, with that one dude? Yo, they go to some of these third world prisons. Holy
dude, nothing.
fuck.
I don't think anything's worse than the Central and South American ones. They're always the wild.
Well, the one there was one in
unless it's an island. Unless you're on an island.
There was one in the Philippines or in Thailand.
Islands, yes,
really
islands.
bad. Yeah.
If you're in an island,
like
it gets real crazy.
Hot and god, boof.
They did one before. It was in Papua New Guinea, where they're still cannibals and shit. So like guys were like, they're waiting for you to fall asleep so they could eat your leg or some shit.
Undiscovered tribes and
yes. Never seen other things outside their own human
and
tribe.
Every time they do, they just kill it right away.
Yep.
I don't know what that is. Murder.
Yep.
I don't blame them.
Man, well, shout out to the sheep guy.
El Arnya.
El Sheepo.
El Sheepo.
That was fucking pretty. That was pretty good for stupid
fucking asshole.
Not surprised why you're in prison in the first place. El
Sheepo. I'm sure this murder wasn't like a hard case to crack.
Crime of the century. I don't think there was poison involved.
Yeah.
All right, Lasmeeshma, what do you got, buddy?
We're going to Alberta, Canada, the capital city of Edmonton.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're a crime scene investigation unit, you're investigating a murder, what's the one thing you probably don't want to miss in the crime scene?
Jizz.
A weapon.
Body.
All right, Matt. An Edmonton detective was demoted when he missed an entire body at the scene of a double homicide. Constable Paul Kelly did what any good leader would do. He blamed it on the people beneath him. He tried to blame it on two of the other officers that were working with him and everything.
Yeah.
Stand-up move.
They were at this rooming house. rooming house was known. They were selling drugs out of it and everything. A guy named Blaine Burstick showed up, tries to buy drugs. He gets robbed. They knock him off. He's with his boys. His boys take off, and they get away. Burnstick gets killed. The boys come back. Burnstick's boys comes back, and they knock off the guy they were buying drugs with. They kill him. So then the crime scene unit shows up. They process the whole place and everything, and they find the body of the dude that Burnstick's boys killed. So
the dealer.
Yeah,
they find the dealer's body.
Yeah, so the dealer's dead. They're processing the scene and everything. And you'd think they're processing a drug scene. They would go over everything because, hey, there might be drugs and everything.
True.
Money, drugs, money, weapons. Like, who knows what's around there?
Yeah. The drug dealer took Burnstick's body and put it in a trash bag. And there was a bunch of trash bags in the basement. And when they questioned this guy, he said, well, what was I supposed to do? Open up every single trash bag?
Yeah, dipshit.
Yeah, you're processing a murder scene at a fucking drug deal gone wrong. Yes,
that's correct, sir. Yes, that's correct. Yes.
Haven't also too weren't Bernstein's two friends being like, "Hey, we had a guy here and he's not here, and we don't know where he is."
Well, they probably weren't too quick to talk to the Mounties about the guy they just murdered. You know,
like the guy that they have missing, their friend. Wasn't he their friend?
Yeah, but then they came back and killed the guy who killed him. So like,
so they're not trying.
They're like don't want to be involved at all.
Listen, I may have watched one or two fucking of those SUV episodes that Janet was talking about, and apparently maybe he was in on it. It sounds like Bernstein had a little something to do with it and didn't want that body to be found. He's a conspiracy theorist.
So actually, there are other officers who are accusing this guy, Paul, of being in cahoots with the building owner. Yeah. Like apparently him and the guy who owns the rooming house, they're like pretty tight. So he's thinking maybe he just came there, checked it out and was like, didn't want to make any more trouble for him.
Less bodies, better for his boy.
Right. Wow. See, I watched the SUV before.
Man, that's good thinking. Damn. Golly. Dude. And then did it say how long he was a cop, the guy who got demoted?
He was a constable, so he's been in the force for, I think it said 38 years, 37 years.
Fuck, and he's been demoted.
Yeah, well,
a pension.
He still has a job.
But
yeah, he should be fired, but I think because he's a constable, that's why he kind of got off.
They're like, look, if you miss another dead body, we can't help you. You're fired.
Also, if he's been a constable for 38 years, they're probably just going to make him retire. It's like, all right, man, you're gonna lose a big chunk of that pension. You know what I mean? Your rank is your rank, so like you're gonna lose a bit, but like we'll let you get out of here with your with your gold watch and something.
And listen, I've been to Canada a couple times before Trudeau's bitch ass took over, and may or may not had 400 Molson Dries before he went on the case, and maybe he just didn't feel like working that day because he was already drunk before Trudeau took over Canada. Everybody drinking. He's like, you know what? Fuck it. I don't know where it is. Fuck it. Let's go home.
Also, he's in Canada.
Who gives a fuck?
Really?
Also, I forgot about Steve's beef with Trudeau.
Fucking.
He's in
you mean
Alberta?
Castro's son?
No,
dude,
I love it.
How about Burstick's boys? Dude, Burstick's boys are kind of beasts too. Because at first I'm reading this article and I'm thinking like, oh man, those dicks, they just ran away and left their boy to die. They didn't run away and left him to die. They ran to go strap up.
They loaded up.
Sure did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, real ones.
Yeah. And they got all the money and everything. Yeah. Nice.
And they didn't check the garbage bags either.
Yeah, apparently not.
Yep, they were like, nah, definitely not in the garbage bag.
What? I mean, yeah. So nice, Liam. That was pretty good. Also, if you're in Edmonton, Alberta, Canada, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, they got
life's hard. Life's hard.
And they're in the middle of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. Ice cold. Fucking moose running around, putting their big ass head in my window.
Oh. Yeah.
Got fucking Trudeau trying to take my guns. Suck it, Trudeau.
I wonder, I mean, when we had Eric Tangradi on the show, I know he played for the Edmonton Oilers, right?
Hell yeah.
And I'm sure that must
legendary team.
Yeah, that must have been better than being
Russia?
like Like he played there too, but
That's how I meant.
if
That's
you're
how I
going
meant.
to Edmonton and you're not a pro hockey player, it's got to be really tough.
Yeah, you
Tough
better
to-
be,
yeah.
you better be the flying fucking tomato because that's the only other thing they're accepting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Amen to that.
your rap at your local watering hole is
Yeah.
not gonna be all that impressive.
True. All right, dude, that was great shit for Stupid Is a Stupid Jobs. Good job, boys. We're gonna move on to incredibly incredible. Liam, I'm gonna go back to you. What do you got?
Dude, I've got a great local story for incredible.
Love it.
Allentown, PA.
Say less.
Tony and Francis Toto celebrated their 57th anniversary, their wedding anniversary. That's not that incredible, right? What's incredible about it is that they're also celebrating the 40th anniversary of when the wife tried to have the husband murdered by poisoning him with sleeping pills and having him shot in the head twice. They're still married 57 years later. So they were married for 17 years. She tried to kill him. He wakes up, and what's the first thing he does? He goes to bail her out. They bury the hatchet and everything. It's a fucking crazy story, dude.
That's
Listen,
real love. That's
Listen,
real
I
love.
don't know about that. I don't know about that, Matt. What I gotta say is that that's the best pussy that man's ever got.
Oh,
He ain't
dude,
leaving that
she
pussy.
must be a fucking maniac.
It's got nothing to do with that. It's
Dude,
got nothing to do with
pussy.
that.
wait. He was
Nope.
shot in the head twice?
First of all, that's not all that she did to him. She admitted to trying to kill him 4 times before that. They were married for 17 years. They owned a pizza shop together. They had 4
Mormons.
kids. And then he started like screwing around on her. So she tried to like hire people. She blew up his fucking car. She said somebody went after him with a baseball bat. He
Wait,
fought that
whoa.
off.
Is she in the Sicilian mob? What the fuck? Just baseball bat and car bombs? Oh,
Allentown,
hi.
if you remember, that's where De Niro's truck broke down in the
Damn right it
early in
did.
The Irishman, right around Allentown.
Damn.
Nothing.
So she puts like sleeping pills like in his food and everything. He tells her like, "Oh, I'm feeling woozy or whatever." She's like, "Nah, it's just the flu or something."
Yeah.
He believes her. Then someone shoots him in the head twice. He's like all dazed and everything. He goes to the hospital for like 12 days or something. He wakes up. First thing he does is go over to wherever she's being held at
And
bails her out, and they talk, and they're like, all right, well, from now on, let's just talk it out. Let's stop with the let's stop with the
murder.
and we'll talk it out.
Listen.
And 57 years later or 40 years later, they are still married.
Wow. That is incredible. And Steve, you're right. She must be incredible in bed.
No,
She's
no.
or her last name is Luciano, possibly Gotti, Scarfo.
What do
It's
you
way
what
easier
the
than that.
fuck?
what do
way
you
easier
think,
than that.
Bern? What do you think?
This motherfucker never has to compromise again. You know what I mean? Like he just got the, you know what? Sure, not as bad as those 5 times you tried to kill me and shot me in the head. Like he hasn't.
And hold on, he's
he
right
hasn't-
because he fucks
he hasn't-
around, right?
he
He
hasn't
fucks
argued.
around, right?
He fucked around, and yeah, that was bad. Not as bad as shooting me in the head twice.
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact that I would stay married for 80 years if I knew that every conversation could be like, yeah, but not as bad as the time you shot me in the head. All right, I'm gonna go hang out with the boys. I'll see you
And
tomorrow.
she blew up his fucking car.
She blew up his car. She was
You're a
poisoning
better
Not
him.
as
man
bad as
me,
that
Bern.
time you hired a guy to baseball bat me.
By the
You're
way,
a be-
I'm not
You're a
saying
better
don't
brand
sleep
than
with
me.
one eye open. You're gonna. I mean, it's gonna affect you in other ways. You're gonna spend your whole life just everything you eat. You're just like,
I wonder what
you know.
nation-
But
what-
to never have to lose an argument with your wife again. Like, I mean, Matt,
I might take a couple
almost-
shots to the head. I might.
It's
just
almost
might.
worth it, right?
Yeah.
It's almost worth
Came
it.
off wrong.
Wait.
Clip that, Matt.
Yeah. Oh, definitely. Hold on.
I'll
What-
take a couple shots to the face. You're like,
what
whoa, whoa, whoa.
do we
Pause,
know? Do we know
pause.
this lady's nationality?
Italian. I'll
their
tell you right
last
now, she's
name,
an Italian.
their name is Tom and Francis Toto.
Well, he's
Toto.
Italian. She's definitely
Yeah.
Italian. I can tell
Francis,
by the way.
though, Francis still
So-
makes sense as Italian.
I
Also,
can tell by the way she tried to take him out. She is very Italian.
Sure.
if you'd like to know more about this story, in 1990 they made a film about it called "I Love You to Death," and Siskel and Ebert gave it 2 thumbs up.
Oh my god!
Yeah, because they didn't want to be next on the hit list. They were like, "Yo,
In
did
what
you have
year?
your car here?" He was like, "I did." He was
1990.
like, nah, give her thumbs
1990,
up.
they made the film.
That was
Yeah.
33 years ago.
So it was
they'd been
insane.
7 years.
In 1990, people were like, "Holy shit! Can you believe this story?" And now we are 33 years
Well,
later, and they're like, "Hey!" In the
she
paper,
also-
they're like, "We're still married."
They also had the benefit of no internet, no social media, none of that when that movie came out. So there was no like,
Did they
Did you
even
see
close
this
the
crazy
pizza joint,
whore?
or did they just keep?
I would
Cubs.
wonder. I would love if they had the best pizza. That would be the best.
I guarantee hearing what happened, I guarantee their pizza's bomb.
Yeah.
It's
either
be,
bomb
right?
or
It's
it's a
gotta be.
Domino's. Either way.
No.
Now, definitely not Domino's. This guy, God didn't keep him on the earth. God didn't let him live through 2 shots to the head to not make me a good fucking pizza.
He was grabbing so much tail that his wife tried to kill him 6 times. That's not a Domino's kind of jam. That's your master of your own domain
Little
type
Caesars.
of deal.
Excuse you, Bern. Excuse you. He tried to kill her 5, or she tried to kill him 5 times.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Bern,
don't add
get it
anything
right.
extra.
You
God,
should write this
fucking
lady.
bigot.
She's
yeah,
a
you
woman
need to
of
write her
God.
a letter of
I'm
apology.
sorry.
Dude.
I'm
That's
sorry. I'm
uncalled for.
effeminate.
She's been rehabilitated.
That's incredible.
God
That's an
damn.
incredible
That,
story.
dude, that is fucking incredibly incredible.
I get it, though. I
Yeah.
get
In
it.
Allentown. It happened where we live.
It happened in Allentown. Hey,
Don't say that.
And I'll shoot my husband
down.
Allentown.
I killed my husband in Allen. No, I didn't. But all right.
She didn't.
That was pretty fucking great, Liam. Damn. All right, Strong Sam, what do you got for incredibly incredible?
So over in Japan, we have what they call a white-handed gaban, right? It's one of the smallest breeds of apes on the planet.
Okay.
They're known for they make this crazy screaming noise and they yell real loud. They also, which is incredible, can swing from branch to branch. They've been clocked at over 35 miles an hour. So these little fuckers rip through the woods, right? Well, they have these super rare little mini guys at a zoo, and they had a female in isolation. She got pregnant. She's in isolation. So they're like, wait, how'd this broad get knocked up if there's no other monkeys around, right? So now they start looking around trying to figure out what happened. So it takes almost 2 years for them to scoop DNA off her baby because they're very, very territorial and very protective of their children. So this little monkey decides that it's not going to let any of the handlers or any of the zoo personnel near this baby to get its DNA. So finally, after 2 years, comfortable enough, she lets it scoop a little DNA. They find out that it wasn't, which everyone was about to think, that it was some dude that banged the monkey, which it wasn't. They find out that it's the enclosure next to them, right? He was a 35-year-old monkey, and they start wondering what happened. So now they're still not 100% sure, but the theory is that there is this is fucked up. I hate to hate on this monkey like this. There's this itsy bitsy tiny hole through the one piece of steel plate that combines the 2 enclosures. And these monkeys perform for like the people that are in the zoo. They see like the fucking glass or the people looking. So they think that she could see that people were, he was doing this thing and making the mating screams like they're known for. And this monkey heard him. So at night, he would slide up to that little hole and do a glory hole and stuff his dick through the hole. And she would back that little white-handed gaban ass up on him. And they got pregnant through this mini hole that was probably a steel rivet that got knocked out. And he was, shout out, the bull's name was Eto. They named the gaban who's the father. Eto said, "Oh, say less. You got this little hole? How about my little dick goes in the little hole?" And he got this. It took them for almost 3 years, from when she became pregnant to the point that she was comfortable enough to let them extract DNA from her offspring. Everyone in the zoo was looking at each other like, which one of you fucked the monkey at night? Yeah. Because she's isolated.
Yeah. It's a really tense couple of years.
Which one of you
that zoo handler was sweating for 3 years, for sure.
And everyone side-eyed each other. Then finally, like I said, they got the DNA, realized it was Eto. But shout out Eto for if there's a way, if there's a will, there's a way. And my man said, I know I'm in this fucking jail. Zoos are terrible. I know I'm in this jail. I know I'm not allowed to be what I got to be. But watch me stick my little dick through this little rivet. And she knows the deal. She knows.
Best shooters keep shooting, babe. Best shooters
keep
shooting.
My man got her pregnant, and now they're super rare, both of them. So they're not like upset that she got pregnant, but they were. Everybody the tense air that was in that zoo for 2 years. Everyone looking at each other like, just be honest. Did you fuck the monkey? Just be honest. Like, did you slide in there and bang this thing? Because it's pregnant and it's in an isolated steel fucking enclosure.
Bro. Hey, man. Wow. I mean, where there's a fucking there's a way.
Amen.
There is.
Shout out to that guy.
God damn. What do you got to say, Bern?
He got it done.
All right, so I love you to death. I love you to death. 1990, right? The movie that's based on this.
Yeah.
Oh, you're going back to Liam Singh. Okay.
This is unbelievable. Okay, written and directed by Lawrence Kasdan. I don't know if you know Lawrence Kasdan, Liam. I'm sure you do. He co-wrote Empire Strikes Back and directed it. Return of the Jedi. He co-wrote Raiders of the Lost Ark, The Bodyguard, Body Heat, The Big Chill.
What?
He's an absolute monster. The cast of this movie is Kevin Kline, Tracy Ullman, William Hurt, who played my favorite role of his in History of Violence when he plays Richie's brother. When they take Viggo Mortensen back to Philly, he's there and is with his brother. He's River Phoenix, Keanu Reeves, and the guy who played the manager in Major League.
Lou Brown?
Yeah.
Matt, how the fuck do you know
this
all
movie's
these
a monster?
names?
This movie's
That's
a
the
monster.
name of the character.
I was gonna say, do you just sit in the basement and watch movies and memorize the fucking actors' names? You know more actors' names. You know more actors' names than any human I've ever met.
Yeah, you do. You're pretty good.
Every time people can say the most obscure movie, and you're like, Mikey Thompson. Yeah. I'm like, how the fuck does he know that?
I fucking wish.
Anyway, the guy who wrote and directed The Big Chill and The Empire Strikes Back also wrote and directed this, and had to and River Phoenix and Keanu Reeves is two little jerk off kid roles.
Fuck Keanu. I like River.
I gotta see his movie.
Me too.
Dude, I'm gonna see this movie.
Wow. Shout out Allentown.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna connect "I Love You to Death" with the monkey's bang and like.
Yeah, did this guy bang the monkey?
Yeah, because he's putting his life on the line that time. And like
I just couldn't believe when I pulled this movie up. I'm like, how? What?
The movie sounds incredible.
I will be watching
across
it.
The board.
I will be watching it very soon.
And what is? Hold on, just so we know, what is the name again, Liam? Sorry.
I Love You to Death.
I Love You to Death. Love it. All right, nice, man. Well, that was some fucking pretty good, incredibly incredible across the board. That was pretty. I mean, both of those are pretty good. So let's keep it moving then. Liam, I'm going to go back to you for the start of sports and speds. What do you got?
I'm just gonna be out with it. The Oklahoma cockfighting industry is complaining that criminal penalties are too steep in the state.
I agree.
So lawmakers in Oklahoma have, like, you know what I mean? They put a bill up that would let the counties decide how to deal with, how they're going to penalize everybody that, are breeding these roosters and cockfighting and whatnot. Because right now, it carries up to 10 years and a $25,000 fine if you breed or are cockfight. And it's a felony.
Wow. Bullshit.
Yeah.
What's the worst case that happens? One kills another and I get fucking fire ass wings from it?
Yeah. So this is actually part of like criminal justice reform in Oklahoma, but they talk to some of these like rooster breeders and everything, and they say, well, they're still going to keep the fighting illegal, but now the farmers are free to breed the strongest, toughest roosters imaginable and export them to countries like Mexico and the Philippines.
Yeah. So losing all the good cockfighting chickens to Mexico.
So
damn.
So what do you think they're going to do with the roosters when they send them to fucking Mexico and Philippines? They're going to be doing the same fucking thing.
I want to see the sister article in the Philippines newspaper. Like, oh shit, guys, we're about to lose a lot of talent here. Like, grab your cocks and hold on to them because we might have any more for a while.
Drop your socks and grab your cocks.
Fucking Kenny Powers needs fucking roster spots for season 2.
Oh yeah,
Kenny Powers needs a real killer cock.
Man.
I transcend race, hombre. When he has this string.
He said, Stevie, do something crazy. Maybe like eat her pussy. He said, what, you're not into that? He went, it's smelly. He went, yeah, all that weird shit she eats. I bet it is.
She had all the feexins at that big potato bar.
God damn. Wow.
Hell yeah. Nothing like a strong cock. No homo.
Dude. I'll tell you. I mean, I've never been to a cockfighting, but people
Bullshit.
that
You've been if you're talking about that dickhead Dick Cheney or whoever the fuck it was in Senate that called UFC human cockfighting.
True.
You've been to plenty of cockfights.
True.
Was it Dick Cheney?
No, it wasn't. It was no, it wasn't. It was,
I think it was John McCain.
John McCain. It was John McCain.
John McCain.
Yes.
Yeah.
John McCain said it.
I said John McCain.
So,
dog, you were in a cage in Vietnam and you're worried about fucking MMA fighting? Shut the fuck up.
Wow. Yeah, you fucking war hero. Fuck you.
God damn it. Let America be America.
So look out for it. Look out for it. Senate Bill 1006.
Let the cocks fight. Let the cocks fight.
Let's all just relax.
Let the cocks fight.
That will decriminalize cockfighting and breeding super roosters. Like
super cocks.
Super roided. Yo, have you ever seen that
what
video?
State is this again?
Roided up rooster.
Yes.
Oklahoma.
Yes.
It comes out of the coop. It's the biggest fucking massive steroid rooster you'll ever see. It's
is
so
that real?
crazy.
It's the same thing as that fucking kangaroo that looks like fucking Brock Lesnar.
Oh.
It's got like this is the most jacked rooster I've ever fucking seen.
Dude, see if you can pull it up.
That drone would take down a fucking a cane corso. That fucking rooster's ready for war.
A cane corso? I'd put it up against the UFC fighters in the octagon. That fucking thing was massive.
Yeah, it was.
How big is I'm trying to
the biggest cock? Look up Matt. Just type into Google
the
biggest
Google,
fighting
Google
cock.
Huge cock. Yeah. Google huge
See what
cock.
comes up.
Yeah. Google muscular cock.
I put in steroid rooster.
Oh God.
Dude, this thing. I'll try to. If you can't find it now, we'll link the clip.
We'll
I will
circle
find
back.
it. I will find it on YouTube, and
It's disturbing.
The best is it's a video when it walks out of the enclosure. The muscles and the look on it. It knows it fucks. It looks around like who wants some motherfucker.
It almost like cracks its neck. You know what I mean? Like a badass does in like a prison movie before a fight. Like it walks out and it's like,
I think
if you think you found it, you found it.
Oh, you found it. Yeah. No.
Holy
there's no mistaking it, Matt. There's no mistaking it. When you see it, you seen it.
Yeah.
Holy shit on a dick. All right, hold on.
Well, pause. We're talking about huge cocks here. Pause.
All right.
No shit on the dick.
All of a sudden, those wings and flat sweatshirt seems a little scary right now.
This motherfucker said, "You want a drum or a flat? Come take it. Yeah. Come take it.
You want you some? Come get you some."
I was like, "I'll pass on you. I'll kill your cousins. I'll pass on you. Yeah. I'll
get one of your concubines. Thank you very much."
All right, hold on. Let me do this. Holy shitola! Wow.
You ever see a bird with traps?
Dude,
weird.
Here it comes.
All right.
And I don't mean here it comes because it's a huge cock. I mean here it comes because it's
jacked.
Damn it! I can't even speak of this without sounding like a.
It is huge. This is a Brahma chicken.
Tell us, honey.
What the heck? My goodness, a Brahma chicken. And would you believe this size is
Look at him.
It's not a fucking chicken, you whore.
Wow, a Brahma.
Stupid bitch.
Damn.
Jones, a Brahma bull. Fuck a chicken.
Dude, wow.
I would be terrified to be in that enclosure there with
that. Yo. I will Hulk Hogan leg drop that big ass KFC fuck.
That bird beats like 21% of dogs. You know, like a frisky mid-size.
Look at its feet.
Down, but
look at its feet.
Yeah, my Rottweiler and Doberman ain't hearing a peep out of that fucking thing.
No, that's.
But my little piece of shit dog's getting swapped.
That's a wrap on that.
Oh yeah, wrap. That thing's a snack for that fucking turkey.
I'll tell you, there ain't no foxes
Even the way
robbing this hen house.
No, absolutely not.
Ain't no foxes getting it. I bet that's why it was built that way.
Hell yeah.
You know, it was built to prevent foxes from getting in the coop.
You do know the number one gangster animal that all farmers have that keep away prey animals, right?
What?
The old donkey.
Really?
Yes, donkeys, they keep around livestock like those because when coyotes or other small prey come in, they have this weird inert ability to protect whatever is on the farm, literally gang wars. They're like, I know we're not the same, but that's my people. You come around, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Sean Day was a huge
Yes.
Sean Day was a huge proponent of
donkeys.
donkey warfare.
Yeah.
Like just all you need is one donkey, and they'll chase
Donkeys
them
are
all.
gang. No more coyotes. No more foxes. None of that. They all gone.
Wow.
Donkeys are gangsters.
They're mean and they're
no
territorial.
idea.
Yes, they are, and they roll with their people, which I respect.
Wow, I had no idea. All right, nice. Well, Liam, that was really good for Stupid Is and Stupid Does. Sports and Speds. I fucked up. Sports and Speds. Strongstym, what do you got for Sports and Speds?
So I'm gonna take this a little more homegrown again. I'm gonna one up Liam with the homegrown story. This comes out of I shouldn't say that because it's a little bit further now in town. We go into Lancaster / Mannheim at the Spooky Nook for my weekend with my boys at the wrestling tournament, right?
Let's hear it.
Let's talk about fucking parents going wild again, right? Shout out North Penn Wrestling for my young bulls that did well out there. But so nice. I go out there. It's a 3-day or 2-day tournament. First day's 10 and under, 10U and under. Next day is 12U to 14U, or 12U to 16 is the second day. But the first day is the little kid. So first off, this guy who will remain nameless, and I hope somebody watches this that knows when I explain this who he is, because you're a piece of fucking shit. Anyway, this guy is a youth wrestling coach in the area who has to hire gym goons, Matt. Gym goons. Two of them to walk around with him at the tournament, at a youth wrestling tournament. You need security guards because you're a piece of shit. Because parents hate you so much that you need security guards for the way you act and what you do. How insane is that? Like, what kind of character? No. What kind of person are you that you have to hire goons to protect you from everyone at a 10 and under wrestling tournament, right?
That makes it even worse that it's 10 and under.
So
it's not even like high school kids like competing for scholarships.
It's not even middle school. They're elementary.
You're just trying to teach them how to not fucking.
It's elementary, right? Jesus. So this gets even better. It's a fucking family war, right? It's two brothers. One brother hates the other brother. They both have their little teams, their little squads, right? So the one brother, his son, is going against the other brother who they hate each other. And right away, I'm going to fucking judge you for hating your brother because outside of doing some heinous shit, that's your fucking family. What are you doing? Right. So they hate each other. His son wrestles his brother's lead dog, who's a state champion as a youth. But the other brother, who's directly his son, is a monster. Right. So one guy has his son wrestling against a superstar who his uncle coaches. They go out, they wrestle each other, goes into an overtime match, real close match, blah, blah, blah. The guy whose son is the one that's the underdog ends up catching and pinning this kid in overtime, right?
Okay.
3 feet away is a 65-year-old guy with a biker shirt on, has like a biker vibe to him. He's like 6'1", 350 pounds, big fat guy, right?
Okay.
This big fat guy is yelling derogatory things towards the 10-year-old during the match, 10 feet from his fucking dad. Not in the corner of for anyone that knows wrestling, like when you have your crew with you, like you said, organized gang stuff, you stay in one corner, they stay in the other. This dude was over in his corner, right? So he played it off, let it go. But when his son pins the other kid in overtime, he fucking Deion Sanders high steps and yells, "Get the fuck out of my corner, you fat fuck."
Love it.
Well, big old fucking 67-year-old fat biker charges him to want to kill him. He's ready to fight him. Now, mind you, ready for this? There's 100 10-year-olds around watching this.
Yeah.
There's so many little kids, right?
Come on.
So one of my boys, a guy I'm cool with, his father is a savage. He steps in immediately because his son's standing over there, right? He goes, "I don't have a dog in the fight, but what if this guy fucking knocks over that dad and he falls onto my son?"
Yep.
Then I have to.
Too many people. Yeah.
Now I have to kill someone, and I go to jail for life over something that had nothing to do with me. So he steps in immediately. He's a big boy too. Steps in immediately, jacks that guy up like, "Dude, stop." This dude's screaming from the top of his lungs, "I'm gonna fucking kill you, you fucking piece of shit." Quote me on that, right? There's 100 10-year-olds within ear's distance. He's screaming it, right? So I step in the mix because I'm a fucking psychopath and I'm about to get squished by these two enormous humans. And I'm like, "Dog, look around," because I got to remind him. I know I'm an asshole, but at least I'm a good person. I'm like, "Dog, there's kids everywhere. Stop cursing. What's the matter with you?" And what example does this set? Like, they're 10 years old. This doesn't mean anything. Stop it, right? He's screaming, "You get the fuck out of my face!" Of course, he's getting tough with me, not my boy. Who immediately he was very cool with him because he's a monster too. But I'm like, dog, I'm just saying, like, don't say whatever you want. So we get it. We back him up, get him off the mat. Now the other coach gets into it, right? So he gets into it with a ref, and the dickhead whose son won, he picked his son up and ran around the mat like they just won the Super Bowl. Looked like a complete asshole, right? Just assholes on both sides. Complete.
Was this in the finals?
Yes. And it was a state qualifier, not the state finals. Now, his son did pin the returning state champ for 10-year-olds, though. I said, listen.
How many people qualify?
The top five.
3. Oh, all right. Five. So they're both fucking going anyway.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So I told all the parents this. I go, they put so much emphasis on this little kid shit. I took third at PJWs. I go, ask how many people have ever asked me what I did in my youth career. Nobody, because it doesn't fucking matter, right? Until you get to like high school and college, no one gives a fuck. It's all just fun sports, right? So we get him out the fucking way. We get him out to the hallway. He started the dad whose son won, and he was running around like fucking, I don't know, the guy from Notre Dame holding up Joe Montana when they won it. It's insane what's happening, right? So he starts arguing with the ref. The ref's now who was not the ref on the mat, just another asshole who wanted to input his dick into the dick measuring competition, right? So he starts yelling, if you think you're so tough, we'll go outside, right? And I'm like, oh my God. Again, 110-year-olds around listening to this. So we're starting to move this guy out of the gym. We get him out of the gym. That guy that hired these two goons, the two goons come running up and see my buddy. And these guys train at like a jiu-jitsu gym, an MMA gym. They come running up and see my buddy and completely change their attitudes, right? So I was like, why was that? My buddy's like, oh, yeah. I train with them every day. They suck dick. I fucking smoke them in the gym all the time. So they came running over like ready to get tough. And they were like, oh, shit. All of a sudden, they're dapping them up and shit. I'm like, this is the wildest scene. I've been wrestling since I was 5 years old. I'm 39. I've never seen anything like this, right? Get him out to the hallway. The one dad standing out there saying, I'm waiting for him. The other guy is now arguing with the ref and these other refs with his son right next to him, right? Son's 10. Like again, I'm not a dad, but if I was, I would tell my son, I would be like, somebody get him, because we're about to have an adult conversation, get him away from me. Because he's telling him how his brother's a piece of shit. And now the brother that hates him, the other one whose kid lost, he's pulling out his cell phone and holding it while he's arguing with the refs, laughing at his other brother to try to incite it more.
Oh my God, dude.
This is dysfunction.
I walked out of there and I didn't know what to do, dog. I was never so sad. I was more sad than anything else because you fucking retards just set the most awful example I've ever seen for kids that I've ever seen.
Exactly. Because if you're acting like that in front of them and you have no self-control, what do you think your kid's going to be like, dude, when they're watching you do that? Like this.
And I hope
it's a wrestling tournament for 10-year-olds and you're making it about you.
Yes.
I said, like, if you don't have that much to do in your life, then like if this is where you got to be a big shot, then it's time to go home and look in the mirror and figure out like what's going wrong. Because this is supposed to be for 10-year-olds. They're the ones out there. I
kept yelling at the guy. Why are you here? For them or for yourself? Like, why are you here?
Yeah. That's 100% right.
So then I asked, this is the worst part, the guy whose son won, this kid is a fucking monster, right? This kid's going to be an animal.
Yeah.
You can tell that the match means nothing. There's so much bigger of an issue. They don't care who wins the match. It's about a fucking 50-year-old brother and his other brother that have two super teams of youth. That this kid, when he's winning matches, has full-blown tears in his eyes. Tears in his eyes. He's winning 10-0. He's looking over at his dad for top, bottom, or neutral. He's crying because he knows how it's not about that. It's so much bigger than him. It was the most pressure I've ever seen put on a 10-year-old in my life. This was more intense than watching a state final in like high school. These two 10-year-olds. I kept looking around going, what the fuck is happening? There was 100 adults around the mat. Like it was the UFC fucking, like it was Volkanovski versus Islam. Like it was the most intense scenario I've ever seen.
Kids shouldn't have to fucking deal with that.
So I pray to God that someone sees this and lets this fucking dickhead see me talking shit. So I'm not going to throw names out, but you're a piece of shit. You're a giant piece of shit. And every person I meet in this sport, which I know a fuckload, I tell every single one of them how you're a piece of shit.
And meanwhile, kid's a monster. Meanwhile, like the kid who won is 10 years old.
Monster.
he should get to go and just feel happy
Go
about
get
winning
ice
the match.
cream and have his dad
right?
tell him
Yes.
he loves
And the
him.
kid-
What the
And the
fuck?
kid who
Yes.
the kid who lost
should have his
10
dad
years
go take
old.
him for ice cream and tell him he loves him.
It
right,
should have
and then-
been one of the-
and learn something from that, not just have it be a fucking spectacle. They're both like, well, we didn't really get anything out of that. Like so you won a big match and you lost a big match, and neither one of those kids got like the message and the coping skills to be like, here's how to be a good winner. Here's how to be a good loser. The loser goes back to the gym, figures out what were the 2 or 3 moves that got me. Like, it's all that's the whole point of it, right? Like, you figure that out, you go back to the lab, especially in this thing like wrestling where it's so technical, like that you're like,
so intense too.
He slapped that side of my knee, and instead of going this way, I went that way, and that's how he rolled me up. And like, but I mean, there's real things to learn, and then afterwards, if you're like, so we're not going to Thanksgiving next year. Like, I guess, like,
and for you to be a grown ass man and cheer against your nephew that hard,
Yeah,
like
dude.
you should be shot in the fucking face. He's 10. You piece of shit.
yeah, fuck you.
All right, we are coming to the top of time. That was another great one, so let's keep it going. Lasmeeshma, what do you got to say before we get out of here?
I know we just had the heartbreak of the Eagles, but Embiid just became the fastest Sixer to 10,000 points. So
That's
get on
saying a fucking lot.
get on the Sixers bandwagon. Yeah, it used to be Iverson, now it's Embiid.
Damn, that's
So.
pretty good. Nice. Benoit Podcasy, the bad boy of Berks County. What do you got?
That's really funny too. It's like Embiid takes Iverson's record, and you're like, 2 dudes who could not be physically more different.
Yeah, how
on the entire
about it?
planet.
How
Like,
fucking about it?
no, it's gonna be back, fellas. Listen, while I'm not an Eagles fan, I thought it was a great game. I really didn't have a dog. I wasn't rooting for anyone. Like I said, I made some prop bets. I didn't take any jump in the game. You guys have nothing to be sad about. I mean, I know it sucks.
Yeah.
I'm a Phillies fan. We just did that. I'm a Union fan. We just did that. I'm a Villanova fan. They got bounced out of the Final Four last year, and their coach retired. Like, it comes and goes really quick. But I don't know. I feel like Hurts is going to be just fine for.
Dude, I'll tell you, man.
They
the
should
next
be
half
back.
dozen years.
Yeah, they should be back.
They should
They
be
lost
back,
2 of their
or at
coaches.
least competing. I know, which I was really kind of stoked about because I thought Arizona was going to hire the Giants offensive coordinator Mike Kafka, and they didn't. But yeah, both your OC and DC got poached today, which is it's a good problem, especially when you have a young head coach. That means that
also they're saying like they're going to hire from within. So like the linebackers coach is going to be, you know what I mean? So
it'll be the same systems and everything.
The plus 2, the veteran leadership they have on that team is the key, right? Like the coaches can come and go, but the veteran leadership is really where the young guys get like what they're supposed to do, and they have really good veteran leadership. Oh, New Heights.
Did you listen to it today?
Of course.
Yeah,
so
that was
fucking good.
Exceptional.
I
man.
fucking love Jason Kelsey. Fucking love Jason Kelsey.
How could you possibly not? Like,
he's the fucking best, dude. I was getting emotional listening to him.
Well, of course.
He's the fucking greatest. He was really, dude. He didn't want to win as much as he wanted to win it for himself. He wanted to win it for everybody else. That you could really tell. He's a fucking guy, man. He's a real guy.
He's the dude. And I didn't see if I like Travis Kelce just because I liked him in fantasy, but he's a little corny. Like, Jason is the dude.
Like, let's be honest.
That's what I mean. Like, hey, he's just cool. He's like all that jabroni stuff. Like, we get it, man. We get it.
He's cool, though. We get it. Like, I don't mind,
But he's not Jason Kelsey cool.
Dude, did you ever hear the story of when Travis got drafted by Kansas City?
No.
It was Travis and Jason were like, Jason had already been on the Eagles and played under Andy Reid, right?
Yeah, 2 years. I think they're 2 years. 2 years or 2 or 3 years older.
Andy then went to Kansas City, right? And he had already known Jason. So they were it was draft day, right? So Andy Reid called Travis and he was like, Travis, put your brother on the phone. He put Jason on the phone, right? And Travis said, all he heard was Jason go, uh-huh. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Uh-huh. Okay. And then he handed the phone back to Travis, and Andy was like, all right, Travis, you're going to be a Kansas City Chief, blah, blah, blah. And apparently what Andy did was he called, asked Jason, he's like, I want to draft your brother. Is he reliable? Can he play? Will he make the same mistakes he did in college? Blah, blah, blah. And Jason was like, no, sir. I'll make sure he doesn't. Thank you for this. right? Like that's fucking Jason Kelsey.
Awesome.
Come on.
No, dude.
Come on.
Just talking about their mom and their dad of being like how cool it was for them to get to just be like be superstars for a week and like
dude, their mom's getting a Bud Light deal.
Dude, I know. Well, it was funny.
A couple weeks to the commish.
I don't know if you guys have been listening to the pod. I have, but they talked last week about when they were like when they were interviewing their parents, which was a great pod.
Great.
And they were like, Mom, there's a national which actually ties into what Steve was talking about before. There's like a national petition going around to get you to like do the coin toss. And she was like, both of you boys told me I was never allowed to come out on the field. And they were like, no, we just meant like if we ever got injured or got into a fight, like you're not allowed to come. Mom, you are never allowed to set foot on the field. Like I don't want to break my ankle or also like punch a guy and then turn around and see you like running out there. Like if we get hurt, send dad. We're never allowed. Our mom is never allowed to come out and check on our little baby. Like, And they were like, well, Mom, we didn't mean like in the context of flipping a coin in the Super Bowl when we're playing each other. We just meant like don't embarrass us when we're in fucking middle school by running out on the field and like making us look weak.
Yeah, dude, the coin toss is great too. How awesome is Brandon Graham, right? Like he's
they knew right away.
Yeah.
Was it trash talking? Like,
BG baby. Dude, he's apparently like from the clips and shit. He just the whole fucking game.
Oh yeah. Fletcher Cox was like, he's gonna do that all day,
all day, baby, which is great. So, all right, Strong Sam, what do you got before we get out of here?
Listen, man, I just got to give a shout out to all my youth wrestlers, my guys, my middle school guys. I almost forgot how emotional those tournaments are. Right? Again, these kids I never saw before that put their whole fucking, especially the Sunday, which was middle school guys. That put years of work in to get to a tournament that they just fall short of. One of my guys was one of those that literally missed it by a match. And I probably saw 50 kids who were like 14. And people don't realize like the mental fuck there is with wrestling or any one-on-one sport. To see those guys bent over, like sobbing. I walked out of there with tears in my eyes, and I didn't even know. Hey, I only had one kid that had that happen to him. Everyone else either got eliminated early or made it. To see those kids go through that, man, shit is fucking. That shit is heartbreaking. Shout out to those kids I don't even fucking know that put their heart on the line and did a tough thing, man. Shout out them kids, man.
Hey, listen, you just hope that when they're walking back to the bench, the person that they're going to talk to first is going to nudge them in the right direction, because that's what it is. It sucks, and you got to learn.
But they gave it their dude. These kids, they'll give their fucking all, and they leave it all out there, and it does hey man, both kids are going to do it, and there's only one winner. There's only one winner, and that's the gimmick. But they fucking leave it all out there, man.
And I felt bad because like there's nowadays there's so much emphasis on youth that I see coaches when a kid loses that'll literally walk away from the mat. They're upset. I make sure no matter what every kid comes up to me, I tell them how proud I am of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Make sure I tell them how proud they are and how unique it is what they do. There was a couple times at this tournament I just wanted to again. If this was 10 years ago, Strong Stem, I'd fucking liver kicked one of these fucking assholes for the way they act. But then I look like the jerk offs I just explained, right? So instead, I just like, I'm like, I make sure with
double-edged sword. Double-edged
sword. Dog, I went up to a couple kids I didn't even know. I was like, dog, you wrestled your heart out. I don't know who. If you need to hear this from me, you don't know me, but I'm proud of you, dude.
Dude, that helps more than you know, buddy. We've all been there. That helps so much. Yeah.
I know. Yeah. Shout out them kids. Shout out my young bulls at North Penn. We coming back, pussy. We coming back.
Love it. Nice. Well, speaking of coming on backs, this has been another episode of the Working Perspectives podcast. I'm Matt Lavelle, accompanied today by Strong Stem Steve Cabot, Lasmeeshma Liam Reese, and the bad boy Benoit Podcasy, Bern Podcasy. In case you're wondering, you can find all our stuff and all our content on all podcast platforms and YouTube at Working Perspectives Podcast. You can also on Instagram at Working Perspectives Podcast, and you can join us on the Twitter and the TikTok, the Working P Pod. If you'd like to be a guest on the show, please email us at workingperspectives@gmail.com. And please like, subscribe, so we keep bringing you this sweet, sweet content. Thanks for listening. Have a great weekend. Thanks. See ya.
And real quick, Bern, before we might not to name names, but that guy with the 3 titles, the 141 and 1 in high school, his 3 matches are on YouTube, and I'll send them to the group. I sent these to all my kids because they don't know who their coach is. They don't understand who this guy is. He's literally probably the top 10 greatest guys to ever come out of the best state in the country. His 3 championship matches versus the second best motherfucker in the best state in the country.
In Pennsylvania?
He pinned.
Well, the one dude.
Oh, the suspense.
Well,
yeah, I was hoping he would come back.
He destroyed all of them, but I remember he pinned them all. But there was one guy,
Spoiler alert.
There was one guy, his name, he was from Northampton, and he had a like a troll doll, right? You know, he had a troll doll, and the guy from Northampton would, like,
that was his senior year match.
He would kiss the troll doll and like put it in his corner and go out. Kortnick pinned him like fucking no time. He just crushed.
And
him.
hold on,
did he go over and leg lock the troll doll?
He ended up tech falling that guy. But that guy he was also undefeated, one of the best guys in the country.
And he's from
it was like the biggest matchup ever. And there for the first like 2 minutes, it was interesting. This guy with his weird technique was like, he threw all these junk moves, and it was pretty even. And then
fighting troll style
just took over. Then he just took over. They stopped that match 10 times for this guy squealing like a pig because Chris was ripping his arms off his body. Dog, I'll send him to the group. These fucking videos, you're like, what?
Kortnick looks like a young Canelo.
Like there's
I know,
winning
right?
and then
The
there's
hair's
domination.
a little like, yeah. Yo, his videos are, every time he teaches a move with the youth, I look at them and they're all like, it seemed neat. I'm like, no. I go, I need a fucking video. I need a TV in the room to go. It's because he's such a humble, soft-spoken guy. I want to go, hold on. I know that's how coach taught it. Let me show you what he means and how he used to do it to people. And click the TV to watch him just absolutely annihilate people.
Just destroy people.
Oh.
Yeah.
Legend. Top 10 legends out of the most decorated state in the country. He's a top 10 all time.
Maddie.
Yeah.
Best Super Bowl commercial. Go.
This year?
The Levy thing. That made me think someone was sitting on the remote.
Everyone that Tubi thing. Was it Tubi?
Yes. I was so
man,
pissed.
I was so mad about that.
Hey, I was at my
buddy's with his
kids. I'm like, your fucking kids got the remote? Where the fuck is he at?
I
don't know.
I hollered at my kid, and she was like, and she was just looking at me like, "What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, with you, Dad?"
Yeah.
Not gonna lie, I loved the Blue Moon commercial where it was Coors Light versus Miller Light, and it ended up being a Blue Moon.
Yeah. Because
all right, later, man.
Because the same company owns both of them, owns it all now. Like Miller Coors is the same company.
Yeah.
Miller Lite and Coors Light are not owned by different entities. Liam,
I'm trying to think what my favorite commercial was.
I'm just gonna say, God, the fucking Flash looks good, man.
It does.
It looks really good.
It does look really good.
That's
me and one of the guys I work with today were talking about, like, I wasn't expecting this, but I am really, really excited for that Flash movie. Because because the actor's such a goofball that I was like, oh, whatever with that movie, But after seeing Keaton do his thing and like,
dude, when that happened, I was like, all the hair on my entire body stood up, which is not as impressive as if that happened to Matt. Sure. But like, I was like, it was like fucking goosebumps. And then actually, we got to see Michael Keaton move his neck in the Batman costume, which we've never got to see before. Like, it actually looked like he was not. But then James Gunn, a couple weeks before that, because they took over the whole DC thing, and he was like, I just can't wait for people to see this Flash movie.
Yep.
Because they shot it they started shooting this movie before the pandemic.
Yeah.
This has been like mostly done, and then Ezra Miller kind of fell off. Like that's when he kind of lost his shit, was during the pandemic. So then it was like, well, let's not put this out right now because
and then they weren't doing reshoots because of that,
and so this whole process has been like an absolute mess. And then the trailer is like, that looks awesome. So James Gunn, who was Guardians of the Galaxy, he just took over as like the head of DC.
Yeah,
and he was like, listen, he's scrapping a lot of stuff.
He crushed Peacemaker. He was incredible. Incredible.
And he was kind of like, we're going to move away from Henry Cavill for, Superman,
Cavill or whatever.
And we're not really moving forward with Black Adam. But
I'm actually okay with all of that.
They're not moving forward with Black Adam.
No, apparently these things did not go well, and they had, I don't know if you saw it, but like they had a Henry Cavill, post credit scene, and now he's not Superman anymore. But so James Gunn was like pretty honest about where he wanted to go with some DC stuff, but from the beginning he's been like, I can't fucking wait for people to see this Flash movie that he had nothing to do with. Like he had nothing to do with. He's just like, I'm really excited about this. It's going to give us a lot of options, and it looks like there's Affleck and Keaton in this movie. So we're doing Flashpoint. They could reset all the actors if they want to.
Yeah, if they're doing Flashpoint and they're doing like the Authority, like they opened up like a lot, and they could still use like Keaton's Batman. I think it's all going to be hanging on that movie. Like what kind of response that movie makes. There's probably two paths, and they're ready to do both. You know what I mean? And whatever happens when they drop the Flash, like depending on how much people like it, I think they're going to go in one direction or they're going to go the other direction.
But here's what's really funny. Like people always talk about like, oh yeah, you're going to hire a new GM. Like, well, so that coach only has a year, right? Because like a GM is going to want to bring in his own coach, bring in his own guys. So like, but this is the example of like, James Gunn has just been brought in as the GM and has a chance to do his own thing. And it's like, no, this Flash movie that I didn't draft this movie.
Yeah,
I didn't put this movie together. I think it's fucking awesome, and that's why I'm here to try to move this. Is a really interesting kind of, you don't see that much, like that kind of perspective.
Yeah, love it. All right, guys, I gotta roll.
All right, Papa DiGiorgio.
All right,
talk
man.
to you soon, guys.
Good shit. Later. Guys.
Later.